Hello, everybody, and good morning, and thank you for joining me. My name's Sarah Hanson. I'm the UK representative for Daytona Beach, area CVB in Florida. So, going to talk to you a little bit about the destination today, which I hope is useful and gives you a little bit of an overview on what we offer in the area. First of all, most importantly, where Daytona Beach is. Daytona Beach is on Florida's east coast or Atlantic coast. It's actually the Atlantic Ocean. So as you can see there from the map on the left, Daytona Beach, where the deck chair is just 1 hour drive from Orlando. So it does make it one of the closest beach destinations to Orlando. Very, very easy to get to, straight road. And when you get there, you find this wonderful 23-mile long white sand beach to enjoy. And because it's so long, a lot of the hotels are based along that beautiful beach. So you usually have the best of both worlds. You've got a hotel with a pool out the back normally, and then you step down and you're on the gorgeous beach to enjoy as well. So on that map on the right there, it kind of shows the lay of the land. So Daytona Beach has that finger of land that comes out into the ocean, and the beach is on that far right there, along where it says Daytona Beach and the pier. And that pier area actually is where a lot of the big hotels like the Hilton, the Hyatt, the Hard Rock are based, and where all the big shops and the bandshell where they have concerts every Saturday night is as well. If you wanted to stay somewhere a little bit quieter, you'd go further south of there. You've got Daytona Beach Shores, where there's some beautiful hotels such as the Shores Hotel, which is a really lovely property. And north of that pier, as well as another area which I also love, is called Ormond Beach. So you really can choose how busy or quiet you want to be along the beach, depending on what kind of holiday people are looking for. Now, the area itself has had 2 billion invested in it in the last few years. So that has been in the form of new hotels, new attractions. So at the top left there, we've got One Daytona, which is an entertainment complex right across the road from the Daytona International Speedway. More on that later. We are famed for our motor racing. But within here, there's a couple of hotels, there's some bars and restaurants, and every Saturday night in the summer, they also have entertainment out near those fountains you can see there. At the bottom, we've got our bandshell, which I mentioned earlier. The bandshell is new, so this whole pier and boardwalk area was done up. And you can get to enjoy free concerts every Saturday night, and they also have fireworks as well during the summer months, so that's a really good thing to do as well. But I'm going to talk a little bit more about the hotels later. We are all about fun, so Daytona is a very, very family fun destination. So it's great for families who've got kids, want to head over. As I said, it's just that 1 hour drive, and then you've got our gorgeous beach for the kids to enjoy. So because the sand is very flat packed, you can actually cycle along the beach, which is a really fun activity to do. You can hire bikes and get out there and see the gorgeous coastline of Daytona Beach. We've also got some great attractions such as the Daytona Lagoon Water Park and Family Entertainment Centre, which you can see there at the bottom. And that's just north of our pier area, so very, very central. And within there, there's some great slides, water slides. You've got the Lagoon Wave Pool. There's some arcade games as well. So that's a really great thing to do while you're in the area too. And lots of eco-friendly activities because we are all about the beach. And I always say it's a great place to take kids, teenagers as well, because there are so many activities to keep everybody occupied. You can put the teenagers into surf school. There's lots of surf schools. There's certain areas along the beach which are better for surfing than others. You can go paddle boarding. You can hire paddle boards and other equipment, and also kayaking as well. And we have some wonderful experience such as kayaking at night during amongst, sorry, trying to find the word, amongst bioluminescent plankton. So all the water lights up as you paddle along. That's an absolutely wonderful experience to enjoy as well. Loads and loads of restaurants in Daytona Beach. Dozens of restaurants, cuisines from all over the world. So we always say we are well known for our seafood. So come and enjoy some of the wonderful seafood that we've got at our restaurants. And there are restaurants such as Millie's Restaurant where you can actually do a from sea to table experience where you can actually go out with a fisherman, catch your own fish, and then they will, the Millie's Restaurant will actually cook it up for you in the evening. So that's quite a unique thing to do. But there's also restaurants that are historic, like Rose Villa, which is at the top there. That's actually at Ormond Beach, but this is a very historic building. Back in the 1800s, it was a bed and breakfast, which housed some really, really famous people such as John D. Rockefeller, Henry Ford, who obviously created the car, and Sir Malcolm Campbell, who broke the land speed record 5 times on Daytona Beach back in the 20s and 30s. Nowadays, it's a wonderful restaurant, and I'd highly recommend visiting there. In the middle there, we've got Caribbean Jack's, which is right on the waterfront in an area called the Ponce Inlet. One of my favourite spots, actually, because when I've been at lunchtime, you can see the dolphins playing right in front of you in the water there, which is absolutely wonderful, enjoying lunch. Oh, somebody's just said Rosevilla is fantastic and the food is amazing. Indeed it is. And then at the bottom there, we've got Mama Fufu's, which is one of our newer restaurants, but they do fabulous plates in there, both steaks and seafood, and some great cocktails as well, actually. So I'd recommend that. One of my personal favourite areas is the Ponce Inlet, which is all the way down our 23-mile long beach. And you can see the kind of lay of the land there from that picture at the top. So on the right hand side, you've got the Atlantic Ocean. Running at the back of that piece of land is the Halifax River, and this area here is called the Ponce Inlet, which is very low rise. You've got some beautiful little restaurants like Caribbean Jack's, which I was just talking about. You can hire equipment to go out paddle boarding, fishing. You can also do some great boat trips, more on that later as well from here. But it's also home to the tallest lighthouse in Florida, the Ponce Inlet Lighthouse, which is wonderful to climb. It's 203 steps to the top, quite a climb. But once you get up there, you have these amazing views across the ocean all the way up the coastline as well. So that's a wonderful thing to do too. Now, we are home to speed. We are home to NASCAR. So NASCAR was actually founded in Daytona Beach. So originally, actually, the racing used to take place on the beach, which you can see on the bottom left there. That old black and white photo, all these cars used to race up the beach, take this racing's north turn, and then whiz down the road. But nowadays, the racing takes place in the Daytona International Speedway, which was built in 1958 and houses some of the biggest NASCAR races on the circuit, including the Daytona 500, which has taken place every February since 1959. Even if you can't get tickets to see the racing, you can still do tours of the speedway itself, which is fabulous. You can do an hour tour. You get taken in on a bus and they take you around, including Victory Lane, where all the motor racing, obviously the winners get given their trophies. And there's also a great museum, the Hall of Fame, which has some relics of the motor racing industry in there as well. Such as Bluebird, the car that Sir Malcolm Campbell did break that land speed record in. We are known as the festival capital of Florida, and rightly so, because we have over 60 renowned events throughout the year. Obviously, motor racing is quite big, so we've got a lot of motor racing events. We've also got bike events as well, such as Biketoberfest, which takes place in October. and some great music festivals as well. We're quite renowned for our music as well. So Welcome to Rockville, for example, takes place every May, and that's actually taking place in the Daytona International Speedway as well. But all sorts of arts and other festivals and events as well. So if you head to our website, DaytonaBeach.com, you will find them on there. We're also home to some great spas, so and I can vouch for this because I've been to a couple of them, but there's some great spa facilities like at the Hard Rock Daytona Beach. No trip to America is complete without going shopping, and we can offer lots of shopping. So everything from individual little art stores, really nice art and jewellery stores, to farmers markets, and some great malls as well to enjoy, go and do a spot of shopping at as well. Pictured at the bottom there, and this is culture obviously, is the C.C. and Hyatt Brown Museum of Art, which has the biggest collection of Floridian art anywhere in the world. It really is a spectacular building in itself to go and visit, but the artwork really is quite beautiful, so I'd always recommend that, particularly if you are interested in art. In terms of hotel rooms, there's no shortage of hotels. We have over 12,000 rooms in Daytona Beach. That's everything from sort of, 2-star hotels up to sort of higher end hotels. Just some of them pictured here. We've got the Hard Rock Daytona Beach. The Shores, which I mentioned earlier, which is on the quieter side of the beach, which has beautiful beachfront views. So quiet, in fact, the turtles come in to nest between the months of May and September, so they've got a program in place to protect the turtles. And then at the bottom there, we've got the Daytona, which is a Marriott Autograph Collection hotel. And that's right in that one Daytona entertainment complex I mentioned earlier, which is right across the road from the Daytona International Speedway. But it has a bar in there, the Sir Malcolm Bar, which gives a nod to Sir Malcolm Campbell, the Brit who broke the land speed record. And there's a racing car and reception, so it is obviously all racing themed. So for people who are interested in racing, that is the perfect place to stay. And then we've opened a lot of new hotels as well. So always got new places opening, but these are just a couple of the latest. The Daytona Grand opened a couple of years back. Beautiful oceanside location right on the beach. You can see that there from that picture in the middle. Beautiful infinity pool out the back, and all the rooms are done out in beautiful sort of creams and blues, very seascape kind of theme. And the very latest hotel to open is the Renaissance Daytona Beach oceanfront, which we're very, very proud to have on board of our hotel portfolio. This is right in the middle of Daytona Beach. I've not actually seen it yet because I haven't been over it's only been open about a month, so but I'm told it's absolutely beautiful, so that will be a very nice property to stay at as well. In terms of what's new, we've got some new attractions as well. So the Riverfront Esplanade, which is the picture at the back there at the top, is a new park which has opened along the Halifax River. It's basically gorgeous landscape gardens. You can cycle around or walk around and enjoy the gorgeous fountains and things there as well. And then there's Daytona Beach campfires, which is quite exciting. I want to experience this, which I've not either yet. But Daytona Beach campfires can actually set up campfires for you on the beach. So you buy a package, they basically set the campfire up for you, light it, provide you with chairs as well, and you can buy various packages such as s'mores. You can have beers, hot dogs, and music. So depending on what you're looking for, but that's quite a unique experience, not something you can do everywhere. And then new restaurants are always opening, such as Millie's North, which is north along the beach, sister restaurant to Millie's. It's in Ormond Beach, so that's a beautiful new restaurant to open too. The Marine Science Centre is in the Ponce Inlet area, which I mentioned earlier, which has that Ponce Inlet Lighthouse. It's the largest rehabilitation centre for injured wildlife on the whole east coast of Florida. So they take in injured turtles and other injured wildlife. We have a big turtle population. Sadly, some of them do get hit by cars or caught in fishing nets, so they are all nursed back to health here and then released back into the wild. So usually it does have a happy ending. So this is great because you can actually go and see the wildlife being nursed back to health here. So very educational place to take children as well. Some great natural spring waters in the area. So nearby we've got De Leon Springs, which is a wonderful springs. Right, it's only about a 15-minute drive away from the beach, so it's great if people do have a car to get out and explore. But here the water is a beautiful 73 degrees Fahrenheit year round. You can swim in it as well. There's a swimming pool here as well. And at the bottom there, we've got Blue Springs, which has many manatees in the winter months. So great to go and spot manatees during those colder months when the manatees leave the ocean and come up into the warm spring waters of Blue Springs. I mentioned earlier boat trips, so this is from the Ponce Inlet. You can get out there and enjoy seeing dolphins and manatees in the summer months. We also have a catamaran called the Arabella, which takes you out not only to see all the wildlife, beautiful birds as well as dolphins, but you can get off the catamaran. They actually pull up on sandbanks and you get out and walk in the ocean, in the middle of the ocean on water. It feels like you're walking on water, which is pretty spectacular. And then we also have our trails guide. So we've created this guide of trails so that you can explore Daytona Beach and get to know it a little bit better, depending on what you're interested in. So we've got everything from our ale trail, which is a couple of dozen breweries and tap houses, to our hiking and biking trail, which is about 70 miles of beautiful hiking and biking trails, not just along the beach, but in some of the wonderful parks that we've got as well, to our motorsports trail, which takes you on the history of motor racing from where it began right on Ormond Beach to the Daytona International Speedway today. So there's a lot to be learned about the destination and lots of history as well. So it's not just the beach, a lot of historical interest too. So, and that is it from me. I'm just going to play a very short video now, which is 30 things to do in 60 seconds. And there you go. I'm sure you'll agree there's plenty to do and see in our area. So I'm going to hand it over to you guys now. If there's any questions at all, please type them and I will do my best to answer. See if there's anything coming in. I've had some really nice comments actually about how amazing everything looks. Somebody loves the beach campfires. That was Debbie Applegate. Yeah, I really want to do that actually. So yeah, I don't think I've got any questions, but if you did have anything that you wanted to ask me, please feel free to email me, sarah@hatmarketing.com. I'm always at the end of an email if you need anything. So thank you so much. Great. Thanks so much, everybody. Thanks for joining me today, and I hope you all have a wonderful Christmas.